Hey guys!
What's cracking and what's lacking, YouTube? Ooh.
Okay.
And what's lacking, we hope, us.
I hope we missed us from last week.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just saying that we needed to come up with like a new
intro.
Because we always just say like, hey!
And I'm always like,
Aaron's what's up guys?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from?
So we did that.
Something we're trying out.
We did that. We're like, okay, screw it. Let's try something new. And then that just popped into the brain.
Mean, amazing. I'm actually impressed. I still said hey though. I still did the same thing.
What's cracking, what's lacking?
I'm a creature of habit.
Anyway, I think the biggest point is we're like, anyway.
Okay.
Moving on.
So anyways, hello. Welcome back to our channel.
Yes.
We're Kim and Erran G. And what are we talking about?
Our love story.
Our love story.
Episode 11.
I know, I can't believe it's been 11.
I know.
It's insane. Like 11 episodes. If you've missed the 10 prior, we're gonna link up somewhere.
Good math.
What? I'm like quick, you know? It's like mathematician over here.
We're gonna link them up at the top, so go ahead and watch those on your own time.
You can watch it from the beginning if you want to get to know us a little bit more, or you can just hang out with us now, whatever you want, whatever feels good to you. But we are sharing our love story, and we're calling it our love story because it is about our relationship and
who doesn't love a love story?
Everybody loves a love story.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. So it's very much about our relationship and how we've evolved over the last 10 years, but it's also the lessons, the life lessons, and the growth and the things that we've had along the way as well. So yeah, definitely some wisdom drops going to be going on, continuing to going on.
Absolutely.
So
and we just hope it helps. That's all we want. And so we are going to be coming up with some really cool things in the future. We are so excited about them in the very near future. So
yes.
You have to subscribe because you're not going to want to miss them.
Yes.
And they're going to be fun, and it's going to be crowd involvement. It's going to be great.
And we're going to announce that soon, so definitely, make sure you stick around, come back for more. It's going to be really fun and something we're like super stoked about.
Absolutely.
So, without further ado, I guess that is it. We're going to set the timer for 7 minutes as we always do. We have been going over a little bit more, but
sorry.
We're going to really get better about that and literally do 7 minutes, and then wherever we're done, we'll stop and be done.
See, we're constantly learning as well, and so we realized that last week was 14 minutes, and we're like, that's 2 episodes.
It's too much.
We don't want to waste your time, peeps, so we're going to hit it now and get going, right?
Yep, right. 7 minutes. Okay.
Go time.
So we left it last time where we were talking about how we were really unhealthy in our relationship in many ways, but specifically physically. We were overweight. We were not taking care of ourselves at all. We weren't taking care of our bodies at all. And so, you know, like I smoked like a chimney. We drank, you know, enough. Like we drank like once or twice a week, which was like
on the weekends.
But we drank a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And I pretty much lived on like pizza and rice-a-roni and noodles, like just had horrible eating habits.
Sandwiches. Oh. That's all she ate though. It wasn't like that's what like she ate.
Good.
That's all she ate.
Like,
that was her spectrum.
So I did
frozen pizza.
Oh, Tostitos back in the day, like 99 cents. Like lived on them. So I was not taking care of my body. I was in horrible shape. I had no muscle tone. I never exercised. I didn't know how to exercise. So I was not in a good place physically, along with all the other stuff that was going on.
Yeah, and I was always growing up, I was an athlete. People used to ask me if my mom fed me because I was so skinny.
You were really little.
And of course, like I had bad eating habits. I ate out all the time. There was one night in particular, I had fried chicken, a sushi roll, and ramen noodles, and that was my meal.
Okay, that's disgusting.
Yeah, so anyway, it was pretty bad. But on the other side of that, I also was 24 years old with high blood pressure medication. It was through the roof. They were like shocked when they saw it. My cholesterol was 298. My triglycerides were 575. I was basically a ticking time bomb for stroke and heart attack. And so that's kind of where I was at this moment, alongside of just not feeling good in my own skin.
Yeah. So together, it's like we had created these really unhealthy habits, and you know, what you're feeling inward, right? Always is projected out into your external world as well. And so we were, you know, really down in the dumps internally. We were going through a lot of stuff individually, as we've talked about in prior episodes, and it's like, and that was coming out in our physical world, in our bodies as well. Like we just weren't showing up for ourselves in a healthy way at all. And so one night.
Yeah.
You want to say in October?
One night in October, because that's big. It was
what, 2009. 2009.
We were sitting there. We had just devoured a pizza. We had just ate all the breadsticks.
Well, hold on. We back up a little bit. We had gone out the night before drinking.
Oh, yeah.
This is our normal pattern. Okay, we had gone out the night before drinking. We got into, you know, some kind of like a tussle again. We were working on things, but we were still, you know, we were still having arguments and stuff, right? Like things were still going on. And so we woke up the next morning kind of like, oh shit, what happened last night?
Yep, felt like crap
There we go again. I feel like total dog shit. And we got up and we were like, let's talk it out. We had to go through the whole thing. Or like, because again, we would fight and we'd always try to find a solution. We'd always try to find a path forward. So we talked all day. We're emotionally drained, emotionally exhausted. So now we go get a pizza. Now we go get Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog. My God. But we used to think too that like that would make us feel better, right? But
right.
Like, it didn't.
It always made us feel worse.
And so something snapped. And Kim, I had a Sonic Blast extra Butterfinger resting on my stomach as I was watching mindless television.
Yeah.
And Kim like flips off the TV and she's like, you know what? Enough is enough. Like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, but I'm done. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of feeling like crap. I'm tired of like arguing. I'm tired of this. And I looked at her and I was like, you know what? I totally agree. And we're gonna do this together. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna change right now. We're gonna break this pattern right now because we have to. Our lives depend on it, and so does our relationship.
Totally.
And there was this connection there, and it just flipped. Like the switch flipped.
Yeah.
And it was just this amazing feeling of like, we're just done with this.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave this life behind the best we can day by day.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it was just this like connection we both had. It wasn't something it was like we weren't just talking about it. There was something there where we were both just like, you know, we need to break this self-destructive cycle.
Yeah.
We were just in this cycle, and like you gotta get out, you gotta break out. And
Tony Robbins talks about it's figure eight.
Yeah.
And we learned this later on, but you gotta break that pattern.
Yeah.
And something snapped.
And so we were like, okay, what can we do? Like, we want to get healthy. We wanted to also create a hobby that we could do together that was positive, that was healthy, that would allow us to do something and share in something that was actually like doing good for our bodies, for our relationship, for our life. And so we're like, okay, what do we want to do? We want to lose weight.
Yeah.
We want to change our eating habits.
Yeah.
We had absolutely no idea how to do any of this.
Nope.
Like, no, he used to be an athlete, so you knew your way around the gym, which came in handy later on. But as far as like eating habits and stuff like that, luckily my sister is incredibly healthy, is an amazing cook, and so she helped us a lot.
Yeah, we'd go over her house and eat all this food, and we'd be like, dang, that was so good and it was so healthy.
Yeah.
What the heck was it? How do we do that? Because I grew up on fast food, so I didn't know how to do that stuff.
I didn't either.
No, and so we just started day by day. We had this conversation, and I was like, you know what? Let's go to the gym. And she was like, whoa, 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 that's a little
I was really intimidated by the gym because I was insecure and I felt like everybody was going to be watching me because I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was very insecure about it.
And so we basically said, let's start running together.
Right.
That's where we started. Let's start running.
Before we even like say that, like, I think the point is that we made the decision to do something different. We had no idea really where to begin, but we just took like one small step every single day. Like, okay, at first it started off as like, our healthy was making a homemade pizza instead of ordering a pizza.
Yes.
Or making a homemade steak sandwich.
Yes.
So it was like we started really
We took
small.
foods that we liked and just tried to make them at home.
Right.
It's basically what it was. I mean, there was like a sausage pepper sandwich that we made with like Publix rolls.
Like white bread.
We would layer it with cheese, but it wasn't
like it's homemade.
Yeah, it's homemade, and it got us cooking, and it got us getting excited about cooking a new meal.
And being in the kitchen together.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we just started really small. Like maybe we should drink more water instead of soda.
Yeah.
Maybe we should add more greens into our diet instead of, you know, eating iceberg lettuce. Like, so it was these small little changes. And I guess we have to leave it at that. We'll stick to our promise.
Yep.
But it really evolved into something pretty like radical that we were able to do together literally life-changing.
Absolutely.
Like, it sounds kind of dramatic, but it was life-changing. It really was, because
it basically shot us out of a cannon into like, okay, like we're doing this. We're gonna change, and we're gonna do it together. And that was just so amazing. I look back on that, and it's just awesome. That day in October.
Yeah. So I guess we'll leave it here because it's 7 minutes, and then next week we'll get into a little bit more of actually like steps that we took, and really one of the most profound moments we've had in our relationship that was like so emotional and so beautiful, and really kind of just like
set it off,
catapulted us into this entirely new way of living, and it was a big one. So make sure you come back next week so you can hear that.
Absolutely. Like, comment, subscribe. We love hearing from you guys. And we will see you next week, and it's gonna be awesome.
See you next week.
Bye.